Hello, everyone, on this Wednesday afternoon, February 3rd, 2016. Time is around 2 o'clock Eastern Time. This video will focus mostly on Day 7 Weather Challenge, still forecasting for New Orleans. There was some interesting weather that happened over the beginning of Day 6, which is happening today. Remember that cold front associated light and convection, whatnot, had moved through the area, but I'm gonna go over the setup that led up to it, which made forecasting definitely tricky. So this is the 12Z sounding from Tuesday morning. As you can see, there's some good low-level moisture in place. However, as you move on up above about 900 millibars, things really dry up, and especially when you get to 700 millibars, very, very dry air mass. A bit of a subsidence inversion look to this, which is not very conducive to storm development initialization. As we move down through time here, there's a special observation at 18Z for New Orleans, just to get an idea how the column changed, especially the moisture content. Indeed, things definitely moistened up a bit between 12Z and 18Z. Still fairly dry above 700 millibars. And you do have about 1,000 joules of Cape. A lot of low-level moisture and humidity really making that value. And you do have some weak shear, nothing to write home about. And then we could fast forward to the 0Z sounding. So definitely more moist, around 700 millibars. Still a bit of a dry pocket between 700 and 850 millibars. However, definitely a lot more moist compared to 12Z. So this is pretty good amount of moisture in the column for your line of convection to move eastward and not really be impacted by much dry air. It was tricky. Definitely a bottom to top moistening process as the flow gradually became more meridional through the layer. Okay, so let's fast forward things now, Day 7. So the low levels have really dried out, noted by this northerly flow. The cold fronts move through, so you dry evecting very nicely. However, you do maintain southwest flow in the mid-upper levels, so you do maintain the moist layer when coming off that Gulf of Mexico's, and then dry above that. But yes, this moist layer at 12Z would mean that you could have some clouds lingering after the frontal passage, which is definitely the case. You can see in here. Before I go any further, I want to take a look at the how the front changes with time. This is 23Z yesterday, still day 5. You can see the front. It's weak, but there's definitely some frontogenesis going. So it's strengthening, and watch how this frontogenesis just grows as time progresses. Okay, here we go. So you can see this frontogenesis really grows, and as a result, radar coverage really starts to grow as well. And we keep going, 4Z, 5Z, 6Z. It really starts to explode here. So you have a very strong front with a line of convection associated with it, and that just goes ahead and crosses New Orleans and absolutely pounds them with 1 inch of rain. Yeah, and that really only fell in fell in 2 segments pretty much. The first segment occurred within 30 minutes. The second segment occurred within, what just happened? Again, 30-minute time period. So very, very quick dump of rain due to the high moisture content, the low levels especially, just high moisture. PWATs, I'm not really sure what they were, although we can just go ahead and do this real quickly. Here we go. Okay, so before the front, looks like the PWATs weren't really that impressive. Here we are, 0Z, not a whole lot going on, but you do have this area PWATs nosing their way up, and as this front approached, you start to see this axis of precipitous waters moves into the New Orleans area, really maximizing on rainfall amounts. And then just look at this this plume of moisture really associated with the line of convection really helped dump all that rain out. So yes, the result was very heavy rainfall in a short amount of time. So it really only took about an hour total to dump about an inch of rain over the area. So very, very tricky situation. Yes, anyways, so now we are moving on to day 7. Despite all that cloud cover, it's a very thin cloud layer. Look at the visible satellite. Here's the loop. Nothing seems to be working today. I don't know why. Okay, here we go. So you see these scattered cloud coverage, very thin, and infrared. Really not a lot going on. So despite all that cloud coverage, after temperatures bottoming up 56 degrees with the cold advection maintaining itself, although pretty weak, temperatures were able to rebound up into the mid-60s. Overcast skies, but that sun's pretty strong. It's definitely working its way through, despite your cold advection. So let me get off this loop here. So 700, your flow is still from the south, so you're tapping in some of that moisture, maintaining that cloud layer. However, moving up to 850, you have some cold advection, although the real cold air is still far behind. 925 again, it's still pretty far behind, but still, yes, decent gradient. So temperatures overnight tonight will likely fall due to this radiational cooling ongoing. As far as cloud coverage, look, I'm assuming these clouds are definitely going to dissipate. We can brief look at the RPM here. Southeast. We'll do the. Let's just do the 12Z run. Or let's do 15Z. Let's do that. Okay, so it definitely has these clouds here. The GFS had that yesterday. Good for it. The NAM did not. Or the US. Or the RPM. So the GFS really has been doing great. The clouds lately. Something to keep in mind. Yes, but anyways, those clouds do finally depart by tonight, 0Z, 2Z. So yes, moving into day 7 now. Hardly any clouds to speak of. This front's kind of just sitting here, but anyways, not really impacting New Orleans whatsoever. So yeah, looks like tomorrow, very, very sunny day. There will be a good temperature gradient, vertical temperature gradient. Here we go. So you get the cold air advection, bringing some of the cold air aloft. However, all that sunshine is definitely going to heat things up at the surface, supporting decent low-level temperature gradient, which might support some diurnal cumulus. This model is indicating some elevated relative humidity, so might have to watch out for some clouds tomorrow, though. I'm going to discount that for now. But if there are clouds, then that's probably will be the reason. Otherwise, very, very dry air mass, above 900 millibars, large-scale subsidence. So today's temperature in mind, 64 degrees with the clouds. You could probably, if you were to max out today without the clouds, it'd probably be around 66 or so degrees. So let's see how this changes to tomorrow. So the cold advection, temperature drops a good 7 degrees or so between today and tomorrow, which translates to about 14 degree decrease in Fahrenheit. So take today's high around 66 degrees, assuming you had full sunshine, and take off about 14 or so Fahrenheit. Although it's tough, I'm not sure what the high was today. And the boundary layer is a little deeper today, so the boundary layer will be deeper tomorrow. Stronger winds. The cold air aloft, so lower on the high temperature tomorrow. So yeah, let's see what the model has. Did pretty well today, and then a pretty quick drop off tonight, really getting down to the low 40s. So yeah, look at the P watts, very, very low. Might even be a second 60 low occurring, a little bit drier, but still, yeah, very dry 12Z, supporting temperatures falling, as well as cold advection. So I think they'll drop pretty far. And then rebound quickly tomorrow with all that sunshine. About 54 degrees on the NAM. Sounds very reasonable. GFS 55 degrees, again, very reasonable. So it looks like a very straightforward forecast. Again, so I'm looking at the first 60 period. Could be a little on the warmer side. So, but I think the high will occur regular time, and then your low either here or here. Although it looks similar in temperature. So this is looking like a fast video, despite what I showed earlier. So let me throw up the USL, see if that agrees, and then that'll be it for this video. So yeah, same story, middle 50s, and then temperatures dropping off. Looks like the USL is a little warmer. It's been a little too warm lately on a little low temperature in this type of pattern. So I might go a little lower than the USL, maybe closer towards, or a blend between the JFS and NAM, which were very similar. Yeah. A good amount of wind in the boundary layer. We can discuss that briefly. So yeah, very, very windy. I think winds tomorrow might have the potential to really blow pretty hard. So 20 plus perhaps. USL at about 20. So yeah, I think at least 20 for the winds tomorrow. So that might be the category you can go a little more aggressive in. Again, the low might be a little too high in the USL. High, I see a very nice agreement on the high, middle 50s, somewhere in there. A lot of sunshine. But the cold advection does limit on how warm they do get. It'll be interesting. We'll see. Alright, that'll wrap up this video. So there'll be one more video tomorrow covering day 8. Just look at this real quickly. I can basically tell you that it's going to be largely persistence. Maintaining a bit of a northeast flow. So you're still tapping into some of the cooler air. Temperature, it looks like it warms a little bit. Not a whole lot. So maybe a degree or two warmer tomorrow than today. Day 8 compared to day 7. Yeah, it looks like the rest of the forecast for this city looks very straightforward. And then we'll be somewhere in South Dakota. I don't remember exactly where. But yes, I will be picking up videos again on that. But yeah, look forward to a video tomorrow on day 8. And yeah, good luck with those 2 days.